Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through the noise to bring you, well, clearer insights on complex stuff. And today, we're plunging right into something many of us know, or maybe dread, the housing market. It's just incredibly fast-paced. You know that feeling, right? It's all urgent. Our sources really paint this picture, instant alerts, digital closings, that whole you should write an offer today vibe, even before you're really sure it's the one. And this speed, well, it pushes people into a tricky spot. On one side, there's this intense pressure, like you have to jump on something now. But on the other, rushing such a huge decision, something you might not be ready for, that's pretty daunting. It's easy to feel caught, either hurry into something or, well, watch things just slip away. But here's what jumped out from the material we gathered for this deep dive. It makes this critical point. Speed without clarity doesn't lead to better decisions. It just adds pressure. That really cuts through, doesn't it? Suggesting moving fast isn't the same as moving smart.
Exactly. And that pressure, it fundamentally changes how you decide things. It's fascinating, actually, when you're under that kind of extreme urgency, like our sources show, your focus shifts. It goes from careful evaluation to just reacting. And this can lead to some pretty significant pitfalls, like the speed of digital closings. It can shrink the time you have to really look over complex legal documents. You might miss critical stuff, hidden fees.
Yeah, or as one article pointed out, quick decisions often lead to buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
That emotional rush just overrides the practical side.
Yeah, that's a really crucial distinction. It's not just feeling rushed.
It's about real, tangible consequences if you don't have the full picture. So, okay, for this deep dive, our mission is to explore how different sources say we should navigate this. We're really going to look at one approach that puts clarity first, above everything else. It's not about ignoring the market's pace, but maybe gaining some control so you can, stop reacting and start making moves that are actually right for you. Okay, let's unpack this. First off, let's look at what's actually driving this urgency. These instant alerts, digital closings, what's happening behind the scenes to speed everything up so much.
Well, historically, right, buying a home involved a lot of manual steps. Physical paperwork, waiting for mail, face-to-face meetings, very time-consuming. Now, technology has streamlined pretty much everything. Instant alerts. That means you find out about a listing the second it's live, anywhere, anytime. And digital closings, they use e-signatures, secure online platforms, instant transfers. It can take what used to be maybe a week-long closing process down to just hours or a couple of days, which is powerful, sure. But it also means the buyer's window to react, to review, to really decide, it shrinks a lot. One source mentioned this can cause analysis paralysis in some people.
For others.
Just an impulsive rush.
Okay. So efficiency on one side, but this really compressed decision window on the other. It sounds like these tech advances, while good in theory, kind of inadvertently create new problems. And beyond the tech itself, what are some of the common psychological traps or practical pitfalls our sources mention, things buyers fall into when they're just focused on speed?
Yeah, a lot of pitfalls come from what one source calls information asymmetry, basically, not knowing enough. For example, in a really fast bidding war, buyers might, waive contingencies, inspections, appraisals, just to make their offer look better, but that's a huge risk. It can lead to massive surprises later. Think unexpected structural problems, really expensive repairs, or maybe the property appraising for way less than you offered. We saw anecdotes in our research, people who bought quick competitively and then found tens of thousands in HOA fees they didn't know about or huge maintenance issues. Why? Because they didn't have the time or maybe the clarity to do full due diligence. That pressure to act now just overshadows the need to know everything.
Yeah, that's exactly where that idea, speed without clarity, just adds pressure. Really hits home. Wow. So, okay, given these dynamics, these common pitfalls, how do our sources suggest buyers handle this? Are there different schools of thought on approaching this?
Oh, absolutely. The info we looked at shows a whole spectrum of approaches. Some financial experts, for instance, they advocate for quick, decisive action. You set rigid criteria beforehand, like your absolute max price, your non-negotiables, and if a place ticks the boxes, you move. Fast. Minimize the emotion. But then there's another strong perspective, the one we're focusing on today, that really pushes a clarity-first strategy. This isn't about being slow just 'cause, it's about making sure every single decision is deeply informed. The argument is that real speed, effective speed, actually comes from confidence, not from haste. It's about knowing exactly what you want, what you're getting into, so when the right thing does pop up, you can act decisively, but without that awful second-guessing later.
That distinction feels critical. Informed speed versus, well, impulsive speed. So let's dig a bit deeper into this clarity first idea. The specific framework we saw in the source material had these three pillars: no surprises, no pressure, and total clarity.
Mm.
What does each one actually mean in practice? How do they fight against the market's natural tendencies?
Right, they're really interconnected. No surprises hits that information asymmetry problem head on. It means doing intense due diligence up front, like maybe getting pre-inspections done before you even offer, really digging into neighborhood reports, understanding zoning, maybe even looking at the seller's utility bills to see ongoing costs. The whole goal is to uncover every potential hidden cost, every issue before you're emotionally invested or legally tied in. It's basically trying to replace hope with knowledge.
Okay, so proactively getting rid of the unknowns makes sense. And no pressure. How does one person achieve no pressure when the whole market feels like a pressure cooker?
Yeah, that pillar is all about controlling the only thing you really can control. Your own process, your own decisions. It means setting very clear boundaries, not letting external deadlines or, other buyers' tactics push you into something you're not ready for. An example given was taking an extra 24 hours, say, to review disclosure documents, even if it feels wrong in a hot market. That pause allows for clear thinking. It's also about having your financing totally locked down, knowing your absolute budget, understanding your non-negotiables before you even start looking seriously. When you know your limits, your priorities, that external pressure to overbid or compromise on what really matters, it lessens.
That makes perfect sense. Control what you can control. Okay. And then the third one brings it all together. Total clarity. What does that really involve?
Total clarity. Well, in this framework, it's kind of the ultimate goal, the result. It means knowing, and I quote, every step, every option, and every number before you sign anything. It's not just about the house itself. It's the whole transaction, start to finish, understanding the full cost breakdown way beyond just the list price. Taxes, insurance, closing costs, maybe potential renovation budgets. It's about really getting every clause in the contract, every financing option available. When you have that truly comprehensive understanding, you're not just, buying a house, you're making a major investment decision with full awareness, full clarity.
And what's interesting here is that this clarity isn't just about avoiding bad choices or feeling less stressed out, right?
Right.
It can actually help you spot opportunities, too. The source material even mentions we're still seeing a good amount of price reductions out there, which kind of hints that if you have that clarity, you're not just playing defense. You might actually find some advantages. So we've explored this idea of the huge difference clarity can make when you're in a fast, high-pressure situation like the housing market. It really underlines that thought. Buying a home isn't a race. It's more like a strategic move.
Absolutely. And when you achieve that total clarity that the source talks about, by really focusing on no surprises, no pressure, and getting that full picture, total clarity, you shift gears. You stop just reacting to the market buzz and start making moves that are genuinely right for you. It's having that deep grasp of every step, every option, and every number before you sign anything. That's incredibly empowering. This approach really shows you can tackle even the fastest markets from a place of informed strength, not just hurried weakness.
So what does this all mean? If deliberately slowing down, just enough to gain clarity, lets you make decisions that are truly right for you. If it helps you navigate tough spots like buying a home, avoid those pitfalls, maybe even spot opportunities like those price reductions, then what other parts of your life could benefit from that same principle? Think about it. Financial planning, maybe career changes, even big personal choices. What could you gain by seeking that total clarity instead of just reacting to the pressure, the urgency you feel from the outside?